Hey guys, Josh here again with Windy City Equipment. Moving on with our series, Preventative Maintenance. Last week I talked about things to do, kind of just a recap of the video of my first video of things to focus on. Like I said, trying to get back to the fundamentals, give you the tangible information that you can use on a daily basis, especially if you're new to the industry, new to PMs, whatever the circumstance may be. Like I said in those previous videos, what to avoid and what to focus on. I kind of skipped the fundamentals and went right to the uh, advanced tips, I guess you could say. Anyway, today I'm going to talk about exactly what not to do on a PM. Hopefully this can give you a list, take notes, do something. I may not have hit every point here, but I certainly hit many more points than I did in my last video. So, first and foremost, do not be late. Can't stress this enough. Don't be late. Can you say that with me? Don't be late. Listen, these managers, for whatever reason, a lot of them are inconvenienced with the PMs. Some of them aren't, obviously, but some of them are. And there's no rhyme or reason. They have their own reasons, is what I should say. Sometimes they get food deliveries in. Sometimes they have to make a big food order. They're doing a lot of prep. And they don't want somebody else in their way because the kitchen's already as busy as it can be. So a lot of times too, in order to accommodate that, with all of that being said, special times are set up for the PMs, so people get there early to let you in, and if you're late, it does not go over well, believe me. Okay, it doesn't go over well. um, okay, do not fail to communicate anything pressing as soon as you notice it. That's the best way to do things. Just stop what you're doing. If you notice that something's going to be a problem or that is a problem, go to your site contact and say, look, I'm doing this PM, just wanted to point this out to you. Bring them over, show it to them if you can, but at least tell somebody about it. You'll also document this in your notes. So do not fail to communicate what needs to be communicated in as many ways possible. All right. Next thing is, don't take a break. And I'm not trying to be an asshole or anything, but unless it's an uncommonly long PM, don't take a break. Work straight through. It doesn't give a good impression. I should say it doesn't give a good perception. You guys know how I feel about perceptions. Doesn't give a good perception when you take any kind of a break, whether it's a smoke break, whether you're just, hanging out by your van on the phone, whatever it is. If a customer sees that, in their mind, they're paying you to be there, even if it's a bid job, even if it's same price, whether you're there 2 hours or 8 hours, it's still that perception in their mind. So if at all possible, work straight through the PM, one equipment to the next equipment to the next equipment until you're all done. Okay. Um, Also, I should have said that probably in the last video, but uh, make sure that you're doing other things while you're doing other things. Make sure you're multitasking. For instance, if you're gonna do an ice machine, clean an ice machine, take it apart, let all of the parts soak, right, and get clean while that's happening. You don't just sit there and play on your phone, right? You go to the next piece of equipment, you start working on that, you come back to the ice machine, put it together. Do as much at once as you can. Um, Also, don't attempt any repair that could turn out to be above and beyond the scope of the PM. If you are an employer or self-employed, you'll know exactly why. But if you are a PM tech working for a company, you'll know why once your boss comes to you and says, why the hell did you spend 14 hours on a PM that should have taken 6? Because you and I both know that certain problems can turn into nightmares, and if they turn into nightmares, they take time. And there's no way around that sometimes. If you feel like something could get out of hand and could take longer than expected, then don't do it. Or, or here's the other thing, you can go to the manager or your contact for the site, for the job, for the PM, right? And say, I can stop my time right now on the PM, go to billable time for this repair, and then when I'm done with the repair, I'll go back to the PM. We can always give that option. But if that's not communicated ahead of time, you can be damn sure that you're going to get some pushback because, you know, somebody doesn't know why then you're spending 14 hours on a 6-hour PM. You have to communicate and don't take on anything that could be above and beyond the scope of the PM. This is obvious, but I guess I have to say it. Do not put incorrect filter sizes in. Oh, hold on. Sorry, not a motion sensor there. Still gotta fix that. Do not put incorrect filter sizes in the registers. Okay, this is so simple. All right, but it happens. If you don't have the right size, go pick it up. Go get it. Go get the right size. Okay. God forbid, if somebody sees it, you are going to be fired immediately. All right, and if you're self-employed, that really sucks. If you're working for a company, there's a good chance you could get fired for that. So don't put incorrect filter sizes in. Go get the right ones, and just move on. Do not clean the ice machine before lunch. Okay, if you're working in a commercial kitchen, do not clean the ice machine before lunch. What happens? You can save ice, right? You can save buckets of ice, but if it's a high volume store and they need ice for lunch and all they have is 3 buckets full for all their customers, you're going to be running them out and going to the corner store and getting some ice for them, because that machine isn't going to be able to keep up with the volume over lunchtime. Ice machines either have to be done first, or I wouldn't even do them directly after lunch because dinner is too close. So I would say first thing in the morning in your PM, or at night. You know, when that machine has a chance to recover, drop some batches, get its volume back up. Customers get very, very upset if they don't have their ice, which, you know, deservedly so, right? I mean, it makes sense. Don't do PMs on Fridays. Look, this is up to your discretion. I'm not going to tell you that, you know, you can't do PMs on Fridays, but you know as well as I do that during a PM, things can come to light that render a piece of equipment down, right? Shit happens, as they say. So if you can avoid doing it on a Friday, that's best, because then at least you have one more day that week that you can rectify anything that does go wrong. You do it on a Friday, you got the restaurants Friday night rush to worry about, Saturday rush. You know, Friday, Saturday are going to be their busiest days, possibly Sunday, depending on where you're working. You leave a piece of equipment down and it's your ass. You know, and that's another way to get fired, right, by a customer, is to leave a piece of equipment down during their busiest days of the week. So I always like to not do PMs on Fridays unless it's something super simple, or just a cleaning or an inspection of you know, certain pieces of equipment. That's fine, but as a whole, PMs on Fridays are not good. Do not include self-contained drain cleanings in your base price. HVAC units are okay. They're super easy. You know, you can get up there, blow out the lines, you're good. You know, self-contained units, everybody thinks that it's simple and, you know, it's just cleaning drain lines, but listen, those of you who are out there in the field, you know exactly what I'm talking about. A lot of times to get to these drains, shrouds have to come out, drawers have to come out, you know, whatever it may be. Sometimes it could take an hour to clean a drain line on a self-contained unit, right? So, and what happens if this is a huge kitchen and they've got 20 self-contained units? So you're going to spend 20 hours cleaning drains? No. Drain cleanings are above and beyond, at least for self-contained, as a rule of thumb. If somebody wants to add it, that's up to you. You can negotiate the prices however you want. Just be forewarned that it's not just as simple as, oh, I'm going to do this and I'm going to blow out the line. No, that's not how that works. On HVAC units, yes. Self-contained units, no. Last thing I want to talk about is do not leave without giving the manager or your site contact a full report of what you did, what you found, any quotes that are going to come through, any pictures that you took. Leave them with any documentation. Make sure everything is communicated, and then get their signature. All right? So that's what I got for this week. Those are the things not to do on these PMs. So do me a favor, subscribe to the channel if you like it. Follow our podcast. We've got the link below. Sign up for our newsletter. Keep it all in one spot. All right. If there's anything else you want to see or that you want me to cover, comment below. Shoot me an email. Get a hold of me somehow. Appreciate you guys, and we'll catch you next week.